So, I'd like to talk about a few subject matters today that I've been pondering upon in the past week, and I just thought I would share with the group. So, first of all, grounding. Grounding, that old chestnut. Now, as we all know, Marie's really hype. My energy's always like up there, and I'm like bubbling away, vibing, and just doing my thing. High energy, right? So you can understand that grounding for me has been a point of focus for quite some time. And I am very aware now when look, this will always be hype, this will always be high energy, but I can still be anchored and grounded, right? And still be high energy. But when I am not grounded, what actually happens is I can't get my stuff done throughout the day. I can't focus for long enough to basically hone in on a task and get it done and go through it with flow, effortless, easeful, and that kind of vibe. But when I'm grounded, I'm in the moment. I'm still hype, I'm still high energy, but there's a flow, there's an order to it all, and it just unpacks throughout the day. And then one day turns into a next, and you really just feel that it's just going without you even trying, okay? And then, like I say, the opposite to that is just everything's just all over the place and you're just skimming off the top. Now, another thing as well, when you're walking around the house going, what did I come in here for? Or you're looking for your keys and they're in your hand. Ungrounded, ungrounded, ungrounded. So, and it can happen to us daily. It can happen from being in a shopping mall. Energy is like too intense and it can take you off your center. Being too busy, and being too busy without going into your meditation practice can basically keep pulling you out there. Also, equally so, if you've actually been through some really intense times to do with all the chaos, what you've done in this crazy year, lots and lots of shadow work we've been through, that can just take you off your center as well, just for what you've been processing. So, the order of the day is grounding, because we sit here and so take grounding off the table, and you haven't meditated and you've just whatever, you might have leaned up against a tree for 5 minutes, but it ain't enough. But anyway, you're not really connected with your physical vessel. So here you are, just being busy getting stuff done. Busy, chasing your ass, as I call it, putting out fires. And before you know it, you've become very out there. And you're very much out there with your existence, which means you are head-based, okay? When you are in your head, you are connecting with everything out there. It's a limited existence, perspective, outcome. When you're connected deep within, that means you're grounded and you're fully in your body. Then you're having an expansive, limitless in flow. Everything's just, and it's just happening with no problem whatsoever. Effortless, easeful. That is when you're grounded, okay? But in your head, you're out there grinding, work hard, and you get home and you're exhausted. This is the difference. When you're in your body and when you're in the earth, like life unfolds and things come to you. It all just unfolds without you even having to try. And that's when you realize actually how easy this path really is. So my advice to all of us is to really, really hone in and focus on grounding. And I'm not, like I say, I'm not just talking about kicking your shoes off and walking on the grass or having a fat chat with an oak tree for 5 minutes while you're having your cup of coffee and then racing off to work. I'm talking about being more in your body, honoring your space enough to open up half an hour in the morning. And if you say, oh no, I'm too busy for that, well, you need to open up an hour then, maybe 2. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you need to go away and sit in the mountains, because the bottom line is that's just head-based chatter. There's not enough time. I don't have enough time. What that language actually speaks is you're not important enough. I don't love you enough to actually honor your space. No, I've got more important things than you. There's nothing more important than you. Put it this way. If a child came to you, or if your son or your daughter, or even your dog or your animals or whatever needed your attention, you'd stop what you're doing. You'd give them some love, right? You'd give them some time, okay? Or even if it was a friend coming to you saying, my heart is breaking, don't know what to do, or they've got a problem of some sort, you're going to down tools and you're going to give them the time so you can honor them, help them, assist them. So why is that on fleek out there? But you can't give that to yourself. So what you're actually saying is everything and everyone is way more important to you, and you are like insignificant, right? Okay, it's quite extreme, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. So it's really important to honor that grounding and coming into your body and celebrating this vessel being in the inner world, not the upper world or the underworld, the inner world, the middle world. Inner world and middle world. This is where we're vibing. So this is where it's all at. So, there's no point in going to, I don't know, a DIY store to buy cornflakes because you ain't going to find cornflakes there. You see what I'm saying? Everything is in the here and now, which is here. And in my experience, when I have worked with this whole just grounding, and just coming into my body and just doing breath work and slowing it all down, I've realized that everything that I'm trying to do throughout my day, because everything I do is to do with energy, to do with my healing work, to do with everything is just frequency and vibration. That's how I roll. So even I get into a doing vibration with that, and it becomes tiring and it becomes exhausting. But when I come into this grounded way, and I come into my vessels, and I come into to the earth, it just runs on its own. And half of these spiritual problems I think I have, half of these sore shoulders or neck or whatever, sore neck, or half of those problems, well, not all of them actually, they just disappear. Because a lot of these things come from not being grounded or not being present. When you are present, everything just moves around you. Like when they say, like my mom used to say, Maria Elena, that's what she used to call me, the world doesn't revolve around you. And actually, Mom, I'm now 44 years old and I want to tell you, yes, it does. It revolves around me. It revolves around you. It revolves around each and every one of us because we are anchored here and it just comes around here like that. It's like, I don't know, it's just synchronicity, man. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Grounding is so important for so many different reasons. So the point of grounding cannot be done when you've done school run and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The day is gone. If you set the tone early in the morning and you come, and even if you're having a cup of coffee, you plant your bum on the ground, put your coffee to the side, do some breath work, connect with the Earth Star Chakra, which is just a little bit below you in the earth, in the ground. They call it the heart of Gaia. Connect with that chakra. It will pull you down into the earth, okay? You will feel almost like a magnet of energy just pulling yourself down, anchoring you, plugging in, okay? That is all that's needed. And then you just start to do the breath work. Breathe from your heart into the earth chakra. Breathe from the earth chakra into your heart and just run the energy like that. And then just breathe between the two. The two then all of a sudden become one, you and the earth. You will feel very, very different. You will feel that your thoughts for the day, how you perceive your day and how you're going to go about it will completely change. And it will set a vibration which is really, really, really anchored for you to then walk upon. And that's your first few steps of the day, okay? And that is really, really important. So I want to liken it a little bit to, when you have to drink 2 liters of water throughout the day because it's healthy, it's what our body needs, blah, blah, blah. If you start drinking water after 12 and you've got to hit 2 liters throughout the day, by 5 o'clock, you're going to be weeing like a racehorse and, your bladder's probably going to explode, yeah? And then all of a sudden you're chasing your ass, as I call it. However, if you get up and you make that glass of water, that first glass of water that you hit first thing in the morning, do you know you will complete that whole cycle of water drinking with effortless ease, no problem throughout the day? Because you've set the tone. You've brought that vibration in up front and center, and you've set that tone and you've gone, right, this is what I'm doing. Hit that 1 glass of water. Probably by early afternoon, you would have completed your intake of water. No worries. But you start it later on in the day when stuff's already gone before that, then it's absolutely like waste of time. So you get the gist. It's about anchoring that vibration, but also honoring yourself and finding the importance of it enough that you are going to anchor it in the morning. You wouldn't brush your teeth at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, would you? You'd do that in the morning. You wouldn't brush your hair or do your makeup after getting out of bed at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. No, it's madness. You do it like, okay, boys, you know what I mean? But it's madness. Everything, your ritual gets done in the morning. Your ritual, you get up, you shower, you put on clean clothes. You know what I mean? You basically, you do what you need to be in a certain way for the rest of the day in the morning. So if you value yourself enough to put nice clothes on your body, if you value yourself enough to brush your teeth and actually give yourself the time to look presentable for the world and for yourself, then that's got to go with your grounding as well. So it's not like, it's just got to go in with the ritual, you know, and that's it, and that's all. So, you know, you've got to give yourself what you need, because, you know, you just got to give yourself what you need. So that's it, and that's all, as I say. So I'm going to sign off on that, because I actually had a whole list to basically speak about other things, but I think we should just have a grounding day, and I'm putting it out there. And the only thing that I'm sorry for is that I didn't bang this out in the morning, so you could have gone and grounded this morning. However, tomorrow's a new day, so off you go, get your anchorage into the earth, and then just see how life changes and see how you feel. And I guarantee it will be a huge shift for the better. As always, thank you for listening and watching. Peace.